Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to East County Garage.
And today we're going to talk about what happened to my clutch.
Let's get started. So, here we are. We're actually on my back porch right now, on my couch, just chilling.
Yeah.
We actually just dropped Kyle's car off at our mechanic.
So, I was at school, I was getting ready to leave work. Next thing I know, I start the car, I put it in gear, and I hear this god-awful grinding sound.
It stops instantly when I let off the clutch.
Yeah, it was terrible. It sounded like
Chewbacca.
Yeah, it sounded bad, and I was in a garage, so it just amplified it a lot worse. So I was like, oh fuck. So I was freaking out, but it was super hard to get in the gear. But somehow I managed to get home, and in between every single gear, I felt like a slight scraping, even though the clutch was already in. You can kind of feel it in like the shift knob. So I got home, I kind of did some research and imitated the sound, or not imitated. So I looked up the sound, watched some videos, finding the sound and what they're. Sounded like a bad throwout bearing, so I got started and I had to take apart the transmission, or not take it apart, take it off the engine.
Everything. Took everything off. The full, like...
You have to take off the power plant frame, pull up the drive shaft, then pull up the bell housing. Actually, you also have to remove the exhaust downpipe to get access to like one bolt.
So you got it all off, and you went to AutoZone. We got the full clutch kit, because while it's off, you know. Like,
yeah.
Kyle's rocking that Duralast AutoZone brand clutch setup.
I mean, Duralast is a good brand, and I just need OEM like, so...
Duralast is either good or bad.
I mean, it's reputable, it's not...
It's literally the AutoZone brand.
Yeah, so it's not that bad.
Well...
Let's hope it works. I just need it to work long enough before I actually swap my engine, transmission, and put a real clutch in here, so...
Stage ass.
Stage, yep. $6, bro.
I was like, okay, if it's a clutch, like, because I was gonna replace the throwout bearing because it sounded like a bad throwout bearing, but it's off. Might as well fucking replace it.
Yeah, you
all.
wanted to be safe and just if that wasn't the problem, cover everything it could be.
Exactly.
And then also, while it's off, you don't want to take it off again when you need a clutch at like 100 miles if that happens. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I mean, and I just needed a clutch that's good enough for now for stock power until I swap my engine, where it'll be off anyway, so it wasn't too big of a deal. I just wanted to be good enough. So I get the AutoZone full clutch kit.
Duralast, yo.
Yeah, exactly. I end up replacing the clutch, the pressure plate, the throwout bearing. It's those three things. I like sand off the flywheel. I keep the pilot bearing in there because I'm too lazy to take off the flywheel, and I didn't want to get it turned and whatnot.
So, are you supposed to rotate it or something, or turn it?
Well, turning means having it resurfaced.
Does it?
Yes.
Okay.
I learned that actually.
I don't know anything.
So I put it all back together, and I like start it up, and next thing we go for a drive. It
took us. You're kind of understudied. That took forever to do all this. Every freaking bolt was stuck. It took forever to get everything off. We finally get it off. We do the actual thing.
Yeah.
Put it back on, and we go for a drive. We drove quite a few miles, maybe like...
Oh, actually no, 4 there-ish, so like 8, maybe.
Yeah, and on like canyon-ish roads.
Yeah, so there was no like official start to stops. It was just like going and then just going through the gears the whole time.
Yeah.
We stopped maybe like
And then we stopped
twice.
and turned off our cars.
Yep.
At a parking lot. We talked a little bit, turned it back on,
Nope.
drove all the way back to Kyle's house, no problem.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, cool, the problem's fixed. That's lit.
Yeah, and then so we turn off the car, and then we put all the tools away. We come back 30 minutes later.
Yeah, we're gonna go get dinner.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna go to dinner to celebrate. I start my car. I put the clutch in, put it in the gear, and it just makes the same exact grinding sound.
It stops instantly when I let off the clutch. That was the sound.
That's so weird given, like, you replaced everything.
The only thing that would like make sense is if if there's still air in the system for the clutch, and it's like.
But would
not
it make
pushing
that grinding noise like that?
Maybe because it's like.
Well, what
'cause
if
it's
that?
still-
If that's the case, that could have been your problem the entire time.
Yeah,
But I doubt it would be that.
Yeah, because Joey and I flushed the whole thing. We did it. We did it, and the whole thing, and it still made that sound.
So we kind of find out. It sounds like it's the clutch hydraulic problems. Like when you put in the clutch.
So okay, before you even did the clutch kit, you guys flushed out
Yeah, because the reservoir was black. It looked
the
black.
master cylinder. The reservoir right on that was just straight. It looks like mine, straight black.
It was really bad.
And
So
it was
it was
just a gunk at the bottom.
So we're like, oh shit. So we flushed it, good, and then we got good fluid in there. Still didn't work. That's when we tore it apart. And then halfway through tearing it apart, I just kind of look at the master cylinder and I see a little bit more black gunk in there, even though we kind of didn't even touch it. So I'm like, oh shit, that's coming from somewhere because we just flushed that 3 days ago. So
yeah, so once everything's back on and we have the problem again,
Yep.
we start bleeding it.
Yeah, we bleed it like always, and there's still like a lot of little air bubbles coming out, and no matter how much bleeding I do, those will not come out.
And we use the typical the East County Garage slogan, "It's fine."
Yeah, and it worked for like a little bit, and that's when we went on the drive. We came back and it didn't work. So I replaced the master and slave cylinder about a year ago. My master failed
Well,
a month
you
after
forgot the hose, Kyle.
that. No, I'm saying, yeah, like...
Oh, so he's assuming it's
Yeah.
not
I'm
gonna be the
assuming- I
master
was-
and slave
yeah, I
cylinder
didn't-
because those are new.
Yeah, exactly. I replaced those parts about a year ago. So the only thing left is like the actual, like the steel cable.
Line.
Yeah, the steel line, and then the rubber hose that's God knows how long, God knows how old. So I decided to replace that. That would be the first point of failure, at least I thought and hoped so. And it looked like the rubber from the rubber hose was the black fluid, or the black
Yeah, and the
substance in
thing is
fluid.
that it's a closed system, so once it's closed, air should not be able to get in.
Exactly.
So we're thinking, okay, maybe the hose.
Has
if
a
there's,
small
if there's the
leak
rubber
or
stuff, there's like
something.
a microscopic leak that's just causing enough problems to not have the right pressure.
Exactly. So I'm just like, okay, fuck it. I'll just replace the hose, and then I bleed it, and it looks a lot better. There's not as many air bubbles. It looked perfectly fine to me, or like damn near no air. I know there's supposed to be zero air, but it was like a lot less in comparison to what it was 2 days before. So I'm like, all right, perfect. That fixed it, hopefully. So we bled it, started it up. It wouldn't even go into gear because you couldn't engage it. My stepdad actually, like the car was lifted up, so the tires would be able to free spin. So my stepdad ended up just mashing it into gear. I don't know why, because I tried to put it in there, and I was like, okay, that's not working. I know how much force it requires.
Yeah.
So he mashed it in the gear, and next thing you know, the tires are spinning. And I'm like, the tires are spinning. He's like, really? And he looks at him. I'm like, oh. He turns it off. I was like, yeah. You're not supposed to mash it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so either way, it's not fully disconnecting anymore. So next thing I know, we keep it closed and whatnot. He presses the clutch, and if you look at the slave cylinder, it shoots back towards the back of the car, and it stays that way as long as the clutch is pressed and you let go of the clutch.
Forward.
Well, it ejects towards the back of the car. In a resting state, it's like closer to the front of the car.
Okay. Yeah.
Like the way you may see it if you're looking at the car, it'll like, if you're
Pretty
at the
much,
tire-
normally you press the clutch, it moves and stays there.
Yes. So I press the clutch, it moves, and then it just goes back, even though the clutch is still depressed. So
So now what happened, we've already done all these things, and he spent a bunch of money
yeah,
trying to do it ourselves, and it's been maybe like 2 weeks of just
yeah,
not working every day, only working a couple hours when we do, you know, but
Yeah, the
he hasn't
time,
had
yeah.
his car running for like 2 weeks, and he's spent a bunch of money fixing stuff that's not the problem, essentially.
or maybe it
Or
was the problem.
a problem, but
I fixed
his
that-
car's not
yeah.
working now.
Yeah. Maybe
So-
I fixed a problem, but there's still a problem, so like I don't know. Because the clutch engagement, the liaison between the engine transmission, that's fine. It's just the hydraulic part that's not working anymore. At least I hope so, and I think so, and I don't know, and I'll find out when I get the car back.
Yeah, so the thing is, like, at this point, we could make the decision to go and potentially spend less money and fix the problem, but we could also not fix the problem, and we would wind up spending
Way-
just as much money or more as it would to just bring it to a mechanic
And have it done fixed in a faster time.
faster and, like, done right.
Exactly.
Not saying we're not gonna do it right, but you know.
They're mechanics.
Yeah. So
We just took it there like an hour ago.
that was pretty salty.
I'm pretty pissed off.
So anyways, that should about cover it. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Originally, we kind of were filming this as like a traditional video.
Yeah.
But because it was over the course of like 2 weeks from like 2 different people filming over like 4 cameras,
and it just like
we thought
so
it would be
many
easier.
different things.
We thought it'd be easier to just film this and then put clips over it and kind of give you an overview so that we have a good storyline to follow.
Yeah.
And then put the relevant clips in. So let us know if you like this kind of video. We might do this more often if it works out well.
Yeah, because especially
Certain projects are just really hard to film,
exactly.
especially over extended amounts of time.
Yeah, because
So-
like it'd be great if I work on the car and then you film. We're good.
Yeah.
But
But the problem was it was a 2-person job for a lot of it,
exactly.
and then I wasn't always there.
Yep.
It,
Not your
it was
fault.
a
Of
mess.
course.
But anyways, as always, thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you guys.
Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Again, let us know if you liked it.
Yeah. Let us
Give us
know.
feedback. All right, thank you guys. Have a
Thank
good
you.
one. Let's make sure it was recording the whole time. Yes, it was.
Oh, thank God.